Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to fix any network issue that you have for playing Fortnite on PS4. First things first, at first you need to go to the settings and then go to network and then try for test internet connection, and you need to make sure that your NAT type is 2. If your NAT type is 3, you need to call your internet provider, your ISP, and ask them to change your NAT type to 2 or 1. But if your NAT type is 2 and you still have some issues, you need to do some port forwarding on your router, and I'm going to show you how to do that. First, you need to check view connection status, and from there you need to take IP address which is for your PlayStation 4. For example, here 192, 168, 105 and 85. You need to write it somewhere or remember it. After that, you need to go to the main menu and enter library, and in library section you just need to go to applications and select internet browser. If you have a phone or PC, you can also do this process in your PC or phone browser. Alright, first you need to enter your router IP address. If you don't know what's the IP address for your router, it's usually like this, or it can be behind your router or on the box, or you can check on your phone. There are many ways to find IP address of your router. You can search in internet to find it as well, and the username and password, if you didn't change it, it can be admin by default. It can be different for different routers, so you can find it in internet as well. After that, you need to enter this address in your browser to enter UDP port scanner. Next one is checking TCP ports, and for that you need to enter this one for TCP ports in your browser. Alright, now you need to remember your IP address. For example, for me here is 80.82.77.7. You just need to remember it or write it down somewhere, and then write these ports on a paper or somewhere else. These ports are necessary ports for playing on PS4. If you want to get no issues on the game or with players or with the servers, you need to have these ports open on your internet. So what you need is checking these ports first, and if you had issue, you need to open them in your router, and I'm going to show you how to do that. There are TCP and UDP ports, but first I'm going to check TCP ports. I know that my connection is UDP, but if you don't know what's your connection type, you need to check TCP and after that UDP. For example, I'm going to try a few ports on TCP to see if they are open. You can see I'm entering my IP address here, port number that I want to test, which you can take some ports on the list, and then enter this code on the box and press go. Alright, this port is closed on TCP, so I'm gonna check some UDP ports. I know my connection is UDP, so you need to check both. If TCP is closed for you but UDP is open, so you are fine, you can go to the next step. But if both of them are closed, you need to do some steps to fix them. You need to enter your IP address again, and after that you need to enter the port that you wanna scan. And also, I'm not a robot, it's gonna take a while, and after scanning you can see, for example, I can see here this port is open. You can check some ports, for example a few UDP ports, and if all of them are open, you are fine, you don't need to do anything else. But if TCP and UDP ports are closed on your internet, you need to open them on your router. Depend on your router, it can be in advanced setting, it can be in NAT options, it can be in port forwarding options. You need to check the settings on your router to find the section that you can open the ports on your internet. For example, here I'm gonna give it a name like PS4. I'm gonna change protocol. You can change it for all like UDP and TCP, but if you don't have this option, you can change it to UDP and second time check for TCP. And after that, you need to enter a start port number. For example, here I can see this port from 3478 to 3780 should be open for UDP and TCP. And after that, you need to enter your PlayStation IP address here. If you remember, I told you write it down somewhere, so you need to enter your PlayStation IP address here and click save. If you have also other ports that they are closed, you need to open them in your router like this. DNS. After this, if you did try it and you still had issue, I recommend you to use some different DNS. Maybe the DNS for your ISP have some issues with the game servers. So try to change DNS. There are a ton of videos how to change DNS on PS4. Try like 8888 for Google and 1111 Open DNS and stuff like that to see if it can fix it for you. And also make sure that you have enough speed for download, upload, and your ping is not high. So here's the final step. If you have tried other DNS, if you have NAT type 2, if you tried port forwarding and you still have issue for playing, you have low ping, no jitter, good speed internet, and you still have issue for playing Fortnite, you might try the last step that I'm going to show you right now. Alright, so the last method is like this. You need to close the application, restart your PS4, open the game by pressing cross button and hold L1 and R1 at the same time on your controller. Hold it until game boots up. For example, here I can see connecting to the server, so I can release them now. Then try again to play. It sometimes helps because in some games it's gonna clean the cache for network. But if you still had issues for playing, I recommend you to go to another user account in your PlayStation and try to play there. If you didn't have problem to playing in another account and another user, so here's the problem. The problem is maybe with your account. So what do you need? You need to go to the settings, account management, and sign out of your PS4 and sign in again to your account in PS4. It might fix the issue, and after that remember to restore licenses. If you did like this video, give it a like, and if you have any other question, ask me in comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you next time.